Don't forget to go to AskKickin.com for pound the best home health and beauty fragrance products. Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So yesterday there was a report, according to Dereyanchanko's people, that Demetrius Andrade had turned down a fight that would have been on the undercard of Billy Joe Saunders versus Lemieux. So it would have pretty much been the co-main event. Now, Chanko's manager, Keith Connolly, he claimed that Demetrius Andrade's people said that that was too tough of a fight to take on such a short notice, that they only had 7 weeks to prepare for that fight. So today, Demetrius Andrade's people, they reacted and replied, and they said that they never turned down the fight. Demetrius Andrade's promoter, Matt Rowland, he said, quote, "It's a fight that we'll definitely make. Dereyanchanko's not that good. He's right in front of you. He's tailor-made for Demetrius. It's the perfect fight for Demetrius. We didn't turn down the fight." Cannoli says negotiating in October. Well, we didn't find out about this fight from Peter Nielsen till the second week of November, and we were already told by HBO that there was no fight for Demetrius till first quarter of next year. We still tried to make the fight. Lou, I guess, was having trouble with Cannoli. They were saying, and Cannoli, by the way, guys, that's Dereyanchanko's manager. But anyway, back to the quote. They were saying there was a management dispute, promotional dispute. I didn't really know, but I guess they worked it out. Then Rowland continues by saying, our goal was to try to make that fight the first quarter of 2018. So when asked the question if the fight can still happen, he said, yeah, I think so. Because listen, we only knew about the fight 4 weeks before the scheduled date. Even HBO was in agreement that it was just too crazy. So if we actually pulled out like Cannoli says, like we did something terrible, like he said, why isn't his guy fighting December 16th? End quote. So I told you guys in the video that I did yesterday, I said Demetrius Andrade, his last fight was in October. Dereyanchanko, his last fight was in August. That right there alone, it means that Chanko, he had at least a 2-month head start in terms of preparation. But one of the most important things to note is what Matt just said in this piece that I just read, which is they only knew about this 4 weeks before the fight. And they wanted to make this fight come to fruition first quarter of 2018. So there should be no reason for this fight not to take place sometime early in 2018. This is a really great matchup, and it's just great to see that we have real fights in the middleweight division. We have real fighters that can really challenge Gennady Golovkin now, because these two guys right here, if they do fight, they'll be fighting for the #1 ranked position as Gennady Golovkin's mandatory. So the walls are closing in on Golovkin right now in terms of serious competition. You have Jamal Charlo, who's already Golovkin's mandatory. And now you have either Dereyanchanko or Demetrius Andrade that will be Golovkin's other mandatory. Can you imagine? Golovkin went from fighting mandatories like Dominic Wade and what was his name? Willie Monroe, to now having mandatories like Demetrius Andrade, Dereyanchanko, Jamal Charlo. According to Golovkin's trainer, he said that Golovkin is not planning on retiring anytime soon, even though that contradicts what Golovkin said right after Andre Ward knocked out Kovalev, because around that time, Golovkin, he had actually said that he's thinking about retiring and not being around that long because, you know, he says something like every fight is difficult, which it's perfect timing for him to say something like that, because we all know the competition, once again, is getting stiffer in the middleweight division. Now, Abel Sanchez, he said that was misinterpreted, and Golovkin, that's not what Golovkin meant, and he said that Golovkin is going to fight for at least another 3 to 5 years. Well, if that is the case, that he's going to fight for another 3 or 5 years, that means he's going to have to fight one of these monsters in the 160-pound weight class. So let's see what happens. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.